name's Kat. I studied abroad in Lima, Peru, so we're getting a lot of Spanish stuff today. Okay, so I really wanted to start with this because this is how I started my day, like every single day. My host family, I learned very quickly that they were going to cook for me and there was nothing I could do about it. So they would start every single morning with my little pancito, my cafecito, and my little fruit, and it was the best thing ever because I never had to worry about breakfast and I never had to worry about dinner, so it was awesome. I also put up this photo because this kind of represents that transition period when your stomach isn't exactly used to everything. So I had a lot of this. It's like this jello-y, soupy stuff, and it's supposed to be really good for coating your stomach. It's like flavored with cinnamon and lemon. It was really weird, but it really helped. So I also chose this photo kind of to show what it's like because, you know, while I was over there, this was for St. Patrick's Day, and so this is how we celebrated. You know, I still kind of wanted to celebrate St. Patrick's Day like I do every year, so this is how we did it. And there was actually an Irish bar in Lima that we ended up going to. So this is just a photo of us. I'm wearing green. I'm wearing like Kelly green. Okay, this is a deer. And on our campus, there were deer that would run around, and they would come up to you and eat your food because you would eat out on the grass because you could. And like this guy just came up and started drinking our juice. And I was just like, what are you doing? And like, they're a lot smaller than they are here, but to me, I was like, no, you're supposed to like be scared of me, but they weren't at all, so that was crazy. Okay, so this is, of course, ceviche. It's kind of like the paella of Peru. It's really just like this fermented fish, kind of, not fermented, but it's cooked in like lime juice and stuff. It's not fully cooked, so it's still kind of raw, but then you got your sweet potato, of course. You have to have potato in Peru. You know, kind of staple dish. This is the Amazon. I got the experience to go see the Amazon. This hue does not give it justice, but this water was actually just like a perfect reflection of the sky, and it's just so gorgeous. You can also see like thatched roofs over there, and just kind of, this is how Iquitos looked, which is like the big city before you get into most of the Amazon. This right here is a coca leaf. The coca leaf is very traditional in Peru. The Andean people use it a lot. It helps you a lot with altitude sickness. It's also what you make cocaine from. So it's like, it represents a lot of strife because a lot of stuff has happened because of the coca leaf and the production, but it also, you know, is really Andean culture. This is a beautiful painting done. In the center, that's supposed to represent Cusco, and then it's kind of like an all roads lead to Rome kind of deal. That's how they saw their the Andean, like the Incan Empire. Each little dot along here is representing a waka, which is a place where you can worship. Really interesting, really intricate. Llama, of course, it's Peru. I had to put a cameloid up there. We went to a llama preserve. You could feed them. They were so funny looking. So that's just a black one. He's pretty cool. They're not really nice, though. They just ate your food and then they left, and they were like, ugh. Machu Picchu, of course, I had to do it. When we went to Machu Picchu, we got there super early to get to like this one section so we could see all of Machu Picchu. It was supposed to be really beautiful. And then there were too many clouds and we couldn't see it at all. It started to peek through, and this is really just a good representation of how mystical it is with like clouds in the background. It's fantastic. This one is also really important to Andean culture. It's like water. Water was life. Water represented life in so many different ways for them. This is also kind of like the technology they had that they could, the irrigation systems were just fascinating. They were still running to this day, and they were invented like thousands of years ago. This is a stairway. Like, all of Incan Empire is basically stairways. And it was so incredibly steep, and then we were climbing up Huayna Picchu, which is the mountain in the back. We were not prepared for it. We thought we were gonna die. Every step we took, we were so scared, but it was really cool. While I was in the program I was in, you had to do a volunteering thing, and I volunteered with an archaeological site, and they let us touch some bones. And this is an actual human foot. We believe it was a sacrifice at one point, and it's so well preserved, it still has the tendons, and that's what those little things are. I'm kind of an archaeologist. I kind of really loved it. It was the coolest thing ever. This little guy is a nice little drawing on the desk that kind of represents what my studies were like. You know, when I came back after about halfway through, I realized how much I had kind of not really been studying as much as I should have, and that just kind of represents the stress. That was like perfect. When I saw that, I was like, I totally feel you. Like, I so get it right now. This is a really great picture of what the landscape is like around Lima. Once you get outside of Lima, I was mistaken and thought Lima was a jungle. Lima is a desert. It looks like this outside of it. It's really gorgeous, but it's incredibly desolate, and there's really no water. There's like no vegetation unless you get to those rivers, which is why water is so important. I also wanted to include this photo. It looks a little funny, but this is kind of what correspondence looks like at home. So back at my house, I'm the one that does all the planting in the spring, and I wasn't there, so this is my dad planting the pots, and you can see my cat. The pots look terrible, but you know, it was really nice to have this. You know, it kind of feels like I'm home. They eat guinea pig down in Peru, and this is a fried guinea pig. This is how they serve it. They keep the feet on, they keep the head on, they just flash fry it. So it's a little shocking to look at, but that is a delicacy right there. I did have guinea pig. It was actually really delicious. I didn't have fried guinea pig, but I had another one. This is really difficult to see. But if you kind of look in here, you can see how there's like these little bumps. And what people would do is they were taking rocks and they were standing them on end, and it was kind of a ritual they had. They were trying to bless the mountain, the volcano that's in the background there, for like good luck, and kind of, it was really fascinating. There are so many of these, just of people that had done that, the traditional Andean culture. Pizza, we made pizza while we were there. For me, this pizza is kind of it reminds me a lot of the friendships that I kind of made. The people, we got together and we made pizza, and it was absolutely delicious. And it's just kind of those things like connection to home again, because you can't find real good pizza in Peru. And this is my last photo. This is the photo, like the email I got when it was like United. They're like, hey, you're leaving in 2 days. And it's just kind of a huge wake-up call in your face, like, oh, like he said, it's very surreal. And it's like, oh, it's coming to a close. And you know, just seeing that email, it was kind of just like, oh man,